Anthrohio 2024 was my first ever furry convention. I'm so happy to be a part of it, and so I'm going to talk about that for about 10 minutes. Let's go. So I've been a stinky VR since last year when I first got my headset, and one of my friends from online said, "Hey, Goober, there's a con in my area. Do you want to come?" So I looked up the con. Let's see here, Anthrohio 20 Ohio. I'm over here like Ohio doesn't exist. I mean, cool, I'm down. So I'll see what I could do. So I texted him back that, not the other thing, but I flash forward a couple months, and so I had to tell my parents about this because I can't drive, and the con's a few hours away, so I have to talk. Hey, Mom, I'm furry.
Honey, what is
You
that?
worshipping the devil's fury, boy.
So the talk was interesting to say the least. Mom was very wary of it. She wasn't overly exaggerated about it. Dad was very apprehensive. Both sides I can understand, but I had to talk to parents about what's a furry and where I fall in the, I guess you could say, spectrum of furry. That's what I mean. Because the fandom means something different to everyone. After a couple of months of begging and arguing, I finally convinced my mom to take me over to the convention. A level of anxiety set in after getting the tickets set up and all that. I've seen hundreds of videos on this, on like conventions, the ones like MFF, TFF, Anthrocon, and recently FWA, and of course the mainstream one, Faravision. But actually going to one was on another level for me. Now, I wasn't going by myself. My friend that I invited me was going to, he lived around there, so I was going to go over there with him. Now, I was hoping to see two other people, and only one of the other people showed up. Due to occupation reasons, the other guy couldn't come. If you're watching this, I love you, buddy. No hard feelings. Okay, so the drive up was very interesting to say the least. I was very unsure of myself. Again, I'd never been to a con, so by the legitimate definition, I knew what to expect, but at the same time, I did not know what to expect. Was there going to be food? Was there going to be a place to sleep? Was I going to die? What if someone tries to kidnap me? What if someone tries to hug me? Or worse, I get lost in the back? Oh no. Yeah, it was a very interesting time for me. Though I wasn't alone in that, Mom was freaking out just along with me. A few hours passed and we arrived at the con. Let me just skedaddle here. Bye. Oop. Bye. So, me and my mom get there around 5-6 o'clock, and the initial panic of, oh crap, where do I go? Who do I find? I don't know where to go because this is my first con. So I'm lost. And I texted a friend like, "Oi, where do I go?" And luckily, this guy wasn't hard to find because this bozo was in an orange suit, and I mean bright orange. So he looked like a walking plushie. So then two things crossed my mind. I want to hug it. He looks like a plushie. And holy crap! So that's what a suit looks like. I guess that's 3? Anyway, so Mom tells me, "You better get him over here, I want to meet him." So I'm like, "Oh, yes, master, I will do that." And so I bring him over in this giant walking plushie suit. And, it's like 80-90 degrees outside. I'm American, Europe. Figure it out like the rest of you do. Google it. I don't know what it is in Celsius. So this man is dying. Eventually we go inside and wait on the other friend to get there. While waiting, I'm like, "Bro, how do I people?" I'm socially anxious. I don't do it. I need to get my pass from the registration. He's like, "Just go up to them." And as I said earlier, I'm a very socially anxious person. So that whole experience was just, I'm gonna say, interesting. I felt like a lost puppy. So we sit down, wait for our other friend to show up, which is where we found out the next thing wrong with the hotel. The main convention side of this place, no AC. I eventually overheard that the AC was out from one of the con staff. I am very glad right now. All I had was a fluffy tail. God knows how hot it gets in one of those fursuits, and I don't want to find out in that type of heat. By the way, the heat was like 80 degrees in the building, so everyone felt it. Not even if you weren't wearing a fursuit. Which takes me to my next thing. That would be the panels. So after the other friend gets there, because you know the one we were waiting on, we go to chill dance, which was okay. You know, it was like R&B and stuff like that. I wasn't into it. Then the comedy panels were actually pretty amazing. I went to 2 over the course of being there. It was if you're under 18, then you're 12, which was absolutely hilarious. Bells! And lawyer horror stories, which I enjoy both of them a lot. So with that thought process, I'm a skedaddle to the next thing. Dude, I am doing pat pay because I don't have any of that fancy stuff. Ooh. I'm gonna click one of these. Just taking forever. We're only on level 5. Okay, now I just gotta... How do I... I'm dumb. Bruh, I just shut the door myself. No, let me in. Please. Come on. I did it! Let's go! So day 2. Insomnia is so much fun. I was the first one to wake up, yeah? And I have insomnia. So, I woke up at 6:30 a.m. Couldn't fall back asleep, so I texted everyone because I'm an ADHD-filled dragon, and I had nothing to do until about 10 a.m. Fast forward. So, I got there and spent the first few hours walking around getting pictures with all the fursuits, and there were like 40 or 50, which honestly was kind of impressive because, you know, it was one of the smaller cons, supposedly. At least in my knowledge. Which was honestly like one of the few highlights of my week. After that, I went to like a car show, which I didn't expect, even though, like, there are plenty of sub-fandoms within this, you know, one fandom, because this fandom's giant. So yeah. And then I tried to go to a Franken Fursuits panel, which that was more like it was like build your own like fursuit within like the hour that we had, which was kind of cool. I learned something though. Go to the panel 10 minutes before if you want to go to it, and especially if it's something good. Because I got there and I couldn't get in because it was like 80 degrees in that room. Again, the AC was out, and you know, it was hot, and there was a bunch of sweaty furs in there. So fun. And if I may say, yacht. I just made every single one of my audience members cringe. Love you guys. Was lucky kind of sad about that. After that, we went to the comedy panel again, which was like the lawyer horror stories, which was absolutely hilarious. And you know, we took more pictures, and then, you know, as any very con, there's a rave at the end of most nights, which, you know, which was actually pretty freaking cool. Which I'd never been to one, so yeah. I tried going to a karaoke panel. That didn't really pan out, considering everyone jumped in front of me, and I didn't even see my name by the time I went back to the rave, which lasted till like 2 a.m. Even though after that there was like I think there was like a 3 a.m. rave, but I was tired. I'm not staying that long. And neither was the guy taking me home, because, well, not home, but back to the hotel, because he was tired. Thank you for taking me home. I should have said that at the con, I'm sorry. But yeah, so that was the end of the second day. So after a hearty Waffle House breakfast, you know, day 3, final day, you know, fun stuff. I'm kind of sad, but, you know, gonna make the best of it. I caught the last of the inflatable toys meet and greet, which was kind of a meme to me, but I still enjoyed myself because they did stuff like this. Like, it was amazing. But, yeah. The games were also kind of fun. There was a game where you had to get a hula hoop on this giant inflatable lion's horn, and there was a good old-fashioned game of Limbo, which was actually kind of refreshing. And then, after doing all that, there was a model train panel, which was kind of there. I mean, it wasn't much to look at. It was just one train, and the guy had like a little track. After that, there was a Christian fur meet, which I went to, which I actually made a couple friends, which was it's kind of interesting. Yeah. I mean, I think I made like a total of like 2 or 3 friends over the course of being there, which was something I thought I'd never do with like IRL, because again, social anxiety brain is not fun. And then after that panel, I went around for more pictures. More. There's so many suits. Gosh. But we went to my final panel, which because I had like an hour and a half left before I had to leave. Next panel, which was Whose Line Is It Anyway? This was a panel where you could like play certain improv games on stage. I got to go once, and I had a blast. I loved the host's energy. He was amazing, and he wasn't like too above everyone else, where he could like take a joke and like roll with the punches, and it was hilarious. After that panel, it was time to go, which I mentioned earlier, but I never knew what post-con depression was like up until that point, and I didn't even think it was a thing, because I'm like, oh, I'm just going home. But man, I was wrong. I was really sad. It was really bittersweet. I honestly grew a lot in this convention. I never thought I would, because it was a stinky furry convention, and it was just weird. Definitely, like socially, I'm more able to like, talk to people and go out and say, hey, can I get your name? Can I get your picture? Can I get your social security number? I'm kidding. But yeah, I never expected it to help me grow like that. But yeah, to the guy who let me wear his fursuit head, thank you. It meant a lot. You don't know how much you impacted me. Yeah. Shit, I'm sad. But enough sappiness for one video. This is my pilot, so hopefully this goes well. But one final funny. This guy brought in this giant keyboard. It was the size of Texas. It was probably as long as my arm, and like as wide as like more than 3/4 my forearm, which I'm short, but that's still big. But some people are saying, oh, that's average. No. But anyway, yeah, that was definitely one of the funnier times. And one thing I will say, if you're on the fence about going, just do it. Just go do the thing. Be happy. Also, if you really need, like, if you have like really bad anxiety, like, go somewhere you know. Like for me, I went with 2 of my friends. We were supposed to be 3, but things happen. But yeah, no, it was fun. So I'm gonna get out of your hair. I'm gonna stop being sad, because it's over. It's done. So, yay!